begin by heating some oil in a non-stick pan. Add some mustard seeds and let it splutter. Then add our chopped onions. Add some salt and saute this well till the onions are light brown. To this, I'm gonna add ginger garlic paste, 1 teaspoon of that. And saute it well till the raw flavor of ginger garlic has gone. Now at this point, I'm gonna add some curry leaves. Every South Indian dish gets a really nice flavor if you add curry leaves. And saute it well. Notice I added the curry leaves towards the end. That's because my curry leaves were a little dried to begin with, so I didn't want it to cook too much initially and get too over dried. So now I'm gonna add my spices to this. I'm gonna add a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1/2 teaspoon of red chili powder, and that's it. That's all the spices we use in this curry, and saute it well. My masala has been cooking and it smells really good. At this point, I'm gonna add my tomato paste. I used about 6 ounces. I had a 12-ounce can of tomato paste. I only used half of it for this preparation. You can use the whole thing also. Also, you don't have to use the paste. You can actually use actual tomatoes and make it into a puree and use that also. To this, I'm going to add some water and loosen up my paste. So my tomato gravy is nice and thick. It's a really thick consistency. If you like more looser, you can add more water. I roughly added almost about a cup and a half water to get this consistency. I like this consistency, so I'm going to keep it at this consistency. At this point, check for salt, and if you need more salt, add some more salt and mix well. And it's a really easy recipe. You don't have to, not too many ingredients, not too long to cook. So once it comes to a nice boil, you can put the flame on low heat, cook it for another 1 or 2 minutes, and turn off flame. So I'm gonna let it boil. My gravy started boiling, so it's time for me to turn it off, and my tomato chutney is ready to be served. To make my coconut chutney, I'm gonna grind my ingredients in my grinder. So I'm gonna grind my grated coconut, green chilies, ginger, and a little bit, half of this onions in my grinder, and add the minimal amount of water possible and grind it into a smooth paste. So I'll see you guys in a bit. I have a nice smooth paste of coconut and the other ingredients. Now let's get started with the cooking process. So I'm gonna heat a non-stick pan and add this mixture into the pan. Heat this mixture on low flame. You do not need to cook this for too long. All you need to do is just bring it to one boil, and you can turn off the flame and pour it into your serving bowl, which it really cooks really fast. So I see some bubbles coming, so that means it's starting to boil. So I'm gonna wait for about 30 seconds or something and then turn off my flame. Okay, so it's been 30 seconds, so I'm gonna turn it off my flame. The coconut mixture has warmed up. To make the tadka for the coconut chutney, I'm gonna heat some oil in a pan, add some mustard seeds and let it splutter. The mustard seeds started spluttering, so at this point I'm gonna add my onions, a little bit of salt, and saute this till my onions are light brown. Now to this I'm gonna add some dried red chilies and some curry leaves. And fry it well. Now I'm gonna pour my tadka into my coconut mixture and mix well. And this is how it looks once I mix my tadka into the coconut mixture. So for my third chutney, I'm gonna add coconuts, my cilantro and mint leaves into my grinder, and again add minimal amount of water and grind it into a really smooth paste. Also add some salt and some green chilies to this. My mint chutney is ready. So let's get started with our dosas. So I made this dosa batter and let it rise overnight. So it's ready to be made now. If you would like me to make a video on how to make a dosa batter from scratch, let me know. So let's heat a pan, nonstick pan. Reduce the flame. I poured a little bit of oil on my nonstick pan just so it doesn't stick the dosa batter. So now I'm gonna pour my batter onto the pan. Spread it out like this to a nice round shape. So once the batter is a nice round shape, I'm gonna use my grated carrots and put it on one corner and spread it, and to the other corner I'm gonna add my chopped cilantro and spread it out. And I like to cook my dosa when it's not like, when I'm not making a masala dosa, when the dosa doesn't have to be thin, I cover it up and cook so it nicely cooks and it's really soft. So I'm gonna cover it up and cook. So my dosa is ready to be flipped over. So this is a little tricky process. So at first I'm gonna make sure the edges are nice and loose, and then I am going to carefully flip it over, and I'll see you in a bit. So I successfully flipped the dosa over, and I'm gonna cook it till the edges are loose and it's easy to transfer. My dosa is cooked. So now I am going to carefully flip it over and then put it onto my serving plate. So I'm gonna make a couple more dosas and I'll see you in a bit. So now I'm gonna make some plain dosa, plain white dosa. And then I'm gonna take my tomato paste and mix it with my dosa batter to make a red or orangish color. so I can make my orange dosa for this. And then also I'm gonna take the same white batter and add my green chutney to it a little bit to get my green dosa. So I'm gonna make 3 of each colored dosa, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. So I have my saffron, white, and green, and I have not used any food coloring. I've used all natural flavor coloring for my colors. So yeah, you guys can try it. So let me arrange everything so far, whatever I've made so far, and show you how it looks. So guys, do try this recipe and let me know how it tastes and how your dosas turned out. Also post pictures of the dosas that you guys made.